Well, welcome back to another WarPass update. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly where I left off the last time. I think I introduced the planets. Not sure how much I really talked about where the plans were after that. So I set a little goal for myself before the next video would come out. I wanted to hit a few major um, milestones. And I think I've done that. It might be a little buggy, I'm not sure, but we're gonna go ahead and show you where the status of the game is. So go ahead and hit the button here to deploy. I've got the resolution turned pretty high up on the planet rendering, so it takes a few seconds in the opening scene if you're around the planet for it to render. I do have that on a sliding scale. And I'm a little perturbed that it started me out over here. I thought I had changed my location to another side of the planet, but apparently I didn't. Alright, so neither here nor there. What do we have here? We've got a shiny little ship here. Some light flickering on this will give you a better look of the ship. Zoom out and go into this mode where I can look around and see the ship. Oh my goodness. I am sitting apparently right next to an asteroid. I did not know that that was there. That's interesting. So, yeah, there's an asteroid. And again, this new mode right here allows you to look around and up and down, kind of get a feel for where you're at. And we'll come back over here to flight mode. And you can see the backside of the planet over there. And bear with me a second here. I'm going to turn off my steering. I'm going to go. It's still steering. It'll damper out. Go back to here. Just want to speed up my ship a little bit since I have a long ways to fly. Let's go. Let's make this 700. Alright, so sorry about that. I thought I was on the other side of the planet and I wasn't going to need the speed. So turn back on steering. So yeah, I can hit control and it gives me a free mouse. If I hit control again, my mouse does the steering. If I hold down shift, that takes me into the look around mode. And alright, so pressing forward and we'll just start steering this direction. I'll try to keep the planet in sight here. Go forward and strafe a little bit so we can get a pretty good look at the planet. So as you can see, we've got some civilization lights on the planet on the dark side. So yeah, let's just get a little bit of a look at that as we go. I actually haven't tuned these to the latest planet um, mesh to the altitudes and everything that are on the planet right now. They're close, but they probably have to be tuned just a little bit to move the civilization to some different altitudes. The way it works is if you're on the dark side, it takes actually a map of Earth from on the dark side and the city lights and whatnot on Earth at night. And it maps those to certain elevations on the planet. So, I basically specified that civilization can be somewhere in the middle between the seashore and the highest altitude on a particular planet. And the I give it a band, a range that the civilization can be in. Let's see where we're at over here. Around. We're still pretty close to the planet. Let's move that away from it a little bit. Plus, the further away I get, the more likely I'll come into the asteroid belt again. So the asteroid belts, there's an asteroid right there. So this planet has a belt of satellites that orbit, and each of these asteroids is uniquely generated based on their position, but they're going to be in the same spot every time you come here. So this little guy is going to look the same. If I've run the game 25 times, he'll look exactly the same. And you'll notice there's a difference between the asteroids here. I'm going to get around to the side where they're lit. Right now we're on the shadow side. The sun's off in the direction, basically the direction we're facing. And the sun is based on where the sun is in the solar system. So everything's lit as if the sun were lighting it from the center of the solar system. Alright, so up here, that is a carbonaceous asteroid, or a type C. The one I'm pointing at. Now down below, it's hard to tell if that is a type M or a type S. I believe that is a type S, silicate. So you see a very different look between that one and that one up there. Alright, and we'll get around here so you can see the planet. So there's a lovely planet. Those of you who saw the original version of the planet, the colors were much brighter. I've decided to go with a slightly more barren look. It's sort of the barren season, I guess you could say. Some of the story behind this, because this planet actually orbits the solar system and intersects sort of at an angle through the solar system. And it so has a high side of its orbit to the sun and a low side. It actually, instead of having 4 seasons, it actually has 8 seasons. So sort of an interesting little nuance of the mechanics of the solar system in this game. But this is one of only 2 planets that do that. But this is the only one that's currently inhabited by people. So yeah, just kind of let that view go for a bit here. Look around. There we go. Now the pièce de résistance to introduce the next level of gameplay. So this is nice, being able to fly around. So I can see that asteroid. What am I going to actually do on it? And this is going to be interesting because I haven't actually tested this on these Type S asteroids. So this will be a first time for me too. So I'm going to get my cursor here. So I'm essentially docking next to this asteroid. Get close. And I can only get so close. The asteroid actually has a buffer zone around it. I can't actually impact them. It's part of the gameplay mechanics. But I can double click on the asteroid. So move my cursor over there, double click, and we will load into the next mode. I had a breakpoint in my code. Sorry about that. And maximize this again. Okay, everything's running a little bit slow right now because of that breakpoint. It's having to play catch up. Wow. I mean, really having to play catch up. Are we better now? Alright, let's try this. Alright, we are now on that asteroid. And see if I can fly around to this side that has light on it. This is relatively dark on this side. Come on. Ah, here we go. So what I've done is I've landed um, a small explorer onto the asteroid, and this is a automated or autonomous rover vehicle. And the idea is that it actually operates on gravitational engines. So it looks a little bit like a quadcopter, but those are engines that generate gravitational fields, which allow me to stay close to but above the surface of the asteroid that I'm exploring. Oh, look, we got a crater. Look at that. So let's see if I. So what's happening is the rover itself actually is flying above this asteroid, and for those of you who are into the technical details, I'm using a PID controller to maintain the thrust necessary to stay above the surface of the asteroid. The uh, PID controllers are essentially what um, uh, how your car keeps control of the cruise control and keeps you at a certain speed. And as you can see, as I'm going up and down, uh, you know, uneven ground, it has to react and thrust more. So I can rotate around. That's all I've got right now as far as movement. I've got the forward, back, slide, and yaw. Um, However, I'll probably have more snappy versions of this, so the rovers themselves will be upgradable. Um, so what does this mean? What kind of gameplay is this? Although it's kind of fun just to drive around here. Um, but what is it actually going to do? This is an interesting crater here. Sort of a crater on the side of a hill. You notice that when I fly, it bounced against the floor. That's always fun. Um, I'm staying oriented with the asteroid itself. That's the benefit of the gravitational engines. They keep you sort of locked to this low gravity uh, uh, body. And it is a very low gravity. In fact, if you get the right geometry and you hit one of these cliffs with, say, a little lip on it, you could theoretically orbit the entire asteroid. I don't know that you could go fast enough yet to escape orbit. Oh, just barely kept from scraping on that one. Um, but so what's going to happen on this? Well, um, I guess I can talk about it. I was wondering whether or not I should talk about some of these features yet, but so a lot of the gameplay is going to be on the surfaces of asteroids. So there will be mining bases, existing mining bases. So a corporation that you're aligned with might have a mining installation out on this asteroid, and they would own the asteroid. A rival corporation might be trying to attack and steal, or pirates might be trying to attack and steal resources from that installation. And so you might get dispatched out to go take care of the enemies. And so your rovers will be given weapons, and you can imagine rover to rover combat here for the sake of the ownership of the asteroid. Pew pew, strafing, fun fights, and um, there is at least one. I can confirm one only at this point, maybe more, but I can confirm the existence of one type of living creature that can live on asteroids. Uh, they they consume um, the minerals from within the asteroid, and that's how they sustain themselves. And they are territorial. So you might get sent to an asteroid and as an exterminator to wipe out some creatures that are preventing the company's employees from getting their job done. Um, so just a few things like that. You might get a mission to go clean out an asteroid that's currently unclaimed and claim it for the corporation. Um, and in doing so, there would be challenges to that. Probably challenges getting there, fighting in combat in space, and then when you get to the asteroid itself, um, uh, killing any creatures that might be on it, any pirates that might be there, uh, and then finding extraction nodes and for resources and marking them. There'll be some level of construction that will be persistent on the asteroids. So if I come in here and I find a resource node and I say, okay, let's plop down a mining, um, a mining machine, a drill on that spot, I could click the spot and the ship above you would drop down the machine and install the machine. So you'd basically be directing where to place everything. So you'd have to hunt and find these resources to extract them. And again, every asteroid's got different mineral makeups, and with not only that, but there's 3 different types of asteroids. So you're not going to find certain minerals on a Type C asteroid. Heavy platinoids, platinum, silver, gold, those types of things are not going to be in abundance on certain types of asteroids. Uh, but every asteroid is going to be um, worth its weight in mining. It's not all about just the metals. So, um, but anyways, that's I don't have a way to get back up to my ship yet. I haven't put in the means to go back up yet. So we're just going to leave it off here, and I hope you enjoyed the update. As always, give a like, and don't forget to follow, and tell people to come watch the videos and follow as well. As always, I am looking for help. If anybody wants to assist in, asset creation, writing, model design, music design, things like that, um, but I have plenty of tasks that need to be done. So, all right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.